San Antonio Soccer Examiner Chris Hockman here with a recap of the second half of matches of Week 12 of the May season, and we'll begin in Chicago, and a change is as good as a holiday, or so the saying goes, but unfortunately for Chicago, that's not true for them, who now slump to 10 straight without an MLS win, while an injury hit Seattle managed 4 points on the road. But it was an end-to-end match, with the goalkeepers for both sides proving crucial, even in the early stages of the match. In Seattle, with a long throw, it comes in. Beautiful play, sets up what should be a certain goal, and an amazing save from Johnson, who gets down low. And Keller also responded well with the save of his own just 3 minutes later. The sides continued to trade chances. It was an exciting first half, but it seemed like after that excitement and action in the first half, the teams were a little bit exhausted. In the second, Adura had a chance to win it in the 60th for Chicago, but Hurtado's crucial intervention sent his effort just right at the post as the two sides fought out a scoreless draw. As we move over to Dallas, FC Dallas versus New England Revolution, and I thought this one should have been played at Gillette Stadium as a sort of double header with the national team game. Would have been a great opportunity for some people. We know there are people out there who will happily support the national team but won't come to an MLS game, and it would have been a great chance for them to see MLS in action. But anyway, what's done is done. We can't change it. And Dallas really controlled this one. Perhaps should have won by more than they did, but a combination of poor finishing from Dallas, good defence from New England, really stopped that from happening. But it was a scrappy game, but it wasn't a necessarily boring game. Dallas too often fell into the offside trap, being caught offside. And as the match remained scoreless, it got more and more physical, more and more scrappy, and the referee lost control. We saw a heated incident late on with a bit of a shoving match after a decision from the referee. But eventually the breakthrough did come for FC Dallas. It's a good ball and some good speed here as Chavez works his way past the defender, doesn't fall down, and a beautiful goal from the near post for FC Dallas, who take a 1-0 lead over New England. Dallas played well all match and was searching for a second, but it wasn't to be, as FC Dallas managed a 1-0 win. Real Salt Lake got their home record back on track with a solid 2-0 win over Vancouver, and despite this match seeming like a done job for Real, they weren't as solid a favourite as you might think. They're missing several key players due to injuries and Gold Cup fall-ups, and that pushed Jean Alexandre from midfield to up front, and it was a decision that paid off for Real. Real work the ball well, typical style, passing it around beautifully, and the ball comes. Alexandre sneaks in behind the defence, and a wonderful finish puts Real Salt Lake in front 1-0. It wasn't all Salt Lake though, as Vancouver had a number of great opportunities to equalise and really came out firing in the second half, but unfortunately for the Whitecaps, they couldn't find a goal, and it was Real who found the second. Vancouver in possession. And it all comes from an interception, some poor work from Vancouver, and this time it's Alexandre turning provider. It's a neat finish there. It's all too easy for Real there. Vancouver opening up the space, trying to attack. As Real Salt Lake take 2-0 lead. So Real Salt Lake manage a solid win while the Whitecaps find themselves winless in 13. The big question is, are Colorado undefeated, or are they winless? Colorado setting a new MLS record for consecutive draws as they manage their 6th straight draw, this time against Philadelphia. And the Union started well, but they allowed Colorado back into the match as they controlled the rest of the first half, missing a few chances to send the teams into the break scoreless. Philadelphia almost took the lead in the 53rd minute after some neat passing work found Daniel in the 6-yard box, only to see him sky a shot. They would come to rue that missed chance as Colorado opened the scoring after Mastroni was fouled by Khalif. Casey stepped up to score a confident penalty kick, but that lead didn't last long, however, as Philadelphia equalised just 3 minutes later. Some neat work from Philadelphia, passing well, and a beautiful shot, and what a goal! Philadelphia equalise very quickly, 1-1. Both sides were unable to find a winner as this one ends 1-1. As we head to California, San Jose taking on the Houston Dynamo, and this was ultimately a tale of two halves in San Jose as the Earthquakes beat the Dynamo 2-0. Dynamo now winless in 7, but performed well in the first half and may have been the better team right up until the match turned on its head in the 69th minute. Here comes San Jose counter really well. Good running movement. Tally Hall with a miscue. Falls straight to an opponent. San Jose start the run. It's a nice ball. And then Lenhart with a beautiful diving header puts San Jose 1-0 up. Tally Hall furious. Houston tried to respond, and if not for some solid work from Bush, denying Weaver twice in the last 6 minutes to keep his clean sheet, while Clark had his effort on 90 denied by Lenhart, Houston may well have won this one. But San Jose made Houston pay for missing the chances, with Dawkins scoring the second in stoppage time for a 2-0 win. While Chivas USA finally managed a second home win as Modiani made his return from a 4-match suspension, Chivas USA defeating Portland 1-0. Chivas started the match well, controlling possession and using their wings well, restricting Portland to just a counter-attack. Despite all of Chivas' attack though, they just couldn't manage a quick-cut chance until the 70th minute when they opened the scoring. And it's some neat passing movement from Chivas to get behind the defence. And who else but Modiani returning from suspension, scoring the goal in the 70th minute. Beautiful ball with an easy tap-in. From there, Portland seemed to have woken up by the goal, really searching for an equaliser and almost finding it just moments later as Dewsbury forced a good save out of Kennedy. The Timbers controlled the final stages but were unable to find an equaliser, Chivas coming away with the deserved but hard-fought win. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the Gold Cup this week. USA playing Canada tonight. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week for week 13 of the MLS. And don't forget to visit examiner.com, the internet source for the local. The link is below in the description.